Hello boyos, Rich Boy J here back in with another video, and this is going to be part 8 in my journey to collecting every single Lego Star Wars minifigure. Before I jump into the video, I wanted to answer a few questions that people had in previous updates. First question was, Jay, are you going to be trying to collect the special rare earth metal figures, for example, like the bronze Boba Fett or the solid gold C-3PO? And the answer to that is no. I will only try to collect minifigures that are plastic. And that means that I will have to collect eventually the chrome gold C-3PO that was like specially packaged into some 10th anniversary sets. And I'll also have to collect a rare figure like the New York Toy Fair Yoda figure. But when it comes to some of those figures where there were only like 3 to 5 only ever made, I'm not going to worry about those. Those are going to be impossible for me to collect at this point. So without further ado, let's jump right into the unboxing portion of the video. Unfortunately, I was only able to get one figure this week, and I'm actually not technically going to be able to unbox it because the package it came in was also packaged with a bunch of other pieces that I use for my Vardos build series. So I'm just going to pull this thing out of thin air, and whoop, there it is. I went ahead and purchased this Anakin Skywalker figure from the Clone Wars. This is from the, I think the Order of Plutonia arc on the snowy planet. And it's kind of a cool figure. It's a very surprising figure to me, honestly. Like, it wasn't really a huge arc or a huge plot point in the overall story of the Clone Wars, so it was kind of surprising that they made the set all together. But I guess it's a fine figure for Clone Wars standards. Obviously, that face I am not a fan of at all. Like, look at that. That's literally a face only a mother could love. But the jacket with like the Jedi logo on it is actually quite cool. I figure if you were to do like a mock with a bunch of Jedi kind of marching through the snow, you could maybe use a bunch of those guys to kind of display them like that. But the other cool thing about this figure is it is double-sided, so you have him kind of like a scarf wrapped around his face, and this is really how you would want to display him with the hood up. Let me straighten that up. With the hood up, and I guess I just noticed the Jedi logo is also on the hood as well, so it's kind of cool that they put it on both of those so it wouldn't just get covered up by the hood piece. So all in all, not a fan of the Clone Wars figures at all, but I think this one comes with some pretty cool unique parts, like the hood with the Jedi logo, and then of course his jacket with the Jedi logo. So all in all, not a bad figure to have. So let's go ahead and check out what I need to place on my wall this week. Alright, so let's check out the figures that I need to place on the wall today. I got a couple of the figures from that most recent Sith Infiltrator set, like the Qui-Gon with the poncho. Really cool figure. I'm actually quite happy that we got this. It's nice when we get our poncho figures. Got the Watto from that set as well. The Watto from, I believe, what that most recent Pod Racer set was the same updated print style, but he had like the sand blue hands instead of the tan one, so this counts as a unique figure, so I need to place him on the wall. I do have the other Watto on the wall, however. I also need to add a few figures from the Cloud City set, so we got these two Bespin Guards from Betrayal of Cloud City. Those guys are going to go up. Also need to add this figure. It's actually kind of an expensive figure. This is Admiral Piett, and this came in the UCS Superstar Destroyer. I actually bought this set from eBay, and it was pretty cheap. I don't know why. Like, if you go look for this figure now, previously it would have been like a $30 figure, but like there are a bunch of sellers on eBay that had them for like dirt cheap. I don't know why it was so cheap. Really the only unique thing about this figure, I believe, is that torso. That headpiece has been reused a few times now, but that torso with that specific Imperial rank right there, that thing is actually unique. So this is kind of an expensive figure unless you know where to look, so I'm actually quite happy to have that guy. Also, I ended up finding the Boba Fett and Jango Fett figures, and the funny thing is that, I don't know, I've been looking for them. I didn't know where the heck they were, and then I realized they were literally just like stood up right there at the bottom of my wall, as in like I had been planning on placing them on the wall, just didn't like find the time to do it. But I believe the Boba Fett is actually the newest one from that Jedi Hyperdrive set. I bought him by himself. The Jango Fett, however, is not the newest one. This is the one from that droid tank set that came out. And I don't know, I need to buy that new Jango Fett. The printing is updated, especially on his legs, but it's kind of an expensive figure, so I'll try to pick that up at some point. I also realized that Bricklink catalogs this as a figure. It's the little training droid from that Praetorian Guard battle pack. It's supposed to be holding a lightsaber. I literally have no idea where that is, but no big deal. I have a few of those battle packs. I can grab one out of the other packs if I need to. Also, got the Boba Fett from Cloud City. Gonna need to place him on the wall as well. And then finally, we got the extra pilot that came in Poe's X-Wing. I had taken off all my Resistance pilots because I needed them for crate, and I realized I didn't put this guy back, so I'm going to do that. And then also I just realized there's a Tin Num head that I need to put on his figure from, I think, the 2006 B-Wing is what this came with. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to the time lapse. Alright, so we got our figures placed. You can see I started off up here, getting that head placed on the Tin Num figure. I still need to find his helmet. I literally have no idea where that is, so I'll have to look a little bit for it. Hopefully I actually still have it, and I won't have to buy a new one. Moved a little bit down here, you can see I got that Admiral Piett figure placed. This one kind of tripped me up a little bit because I was looking to see he should be placed near the Bosk figure, somewhere over here, and then I remembered, oh yeah, that Bosk came in that Slave one, which actually came before it as well, so he would be earlier ahead compared to the Admiral Piett figure. But I'm glad I finally got him placed. It's a good figure. It's a good torso right there. Moving on, I got those figures placed from the Sith Infiltrator set. So I got Poncho Qui-Gon right there, as well as the new Watto. I realized that apparently the Darth Maul in that set is quote-unquote unique, so I actually need to find that and place that there. I guess I'll do that in next week's episode. The nice thing about doing this weekly series is, I have a set time that I set aside where I'm like, okay, I'm going to work on this wall. I want to place these figures that I've kind of been putting off or whatever. So it actually works out quite well for me. If we go closer towards the bottom, you can see I got that Bespin Guard figure placed in there as well as that Boba Fett. I also realized that the other Bespin Guard was not unique to that set. I guess he initially came in the UCS Slave 1. So did not have to place him on the wall. He will be put in the bin of extra figures that I have. And that's how that's going to go. So once again, another happy episode, making progress on this wall. I'm always happy to do that because, I mean, it's pretty good looking. It's just there's some big holes that I really need to go ahead and get filled out because, I don't know, I like the idea of having all the figures here in one place. It would actually be quite an accomplishment for me. I think moving forward, I'm probably going to put a lot of effort into really working on just like the top half of this wall, really, because like the bottom half, it's mostly full. If there's any big gaps in that bottom half, it's probably just because I haven't actually taken the figures out of the set. The set's like in my closet somewhere. But for the top half, there are a lot of those sets or figures that I really just don't have, especially in those like first few years. Like there's just huge gaps of areas where I just have like no figures. So I really would like to start filling out a lot of those and make the wall look a little bit more balanced from the top compared to the bottom, which is pretty full. But that's going to finish up today's episode. I hope that you guys enjoyed me making a little bit more progress. It's going to be a long journey, but I'm happy that I'm slowly but surely making my way there. So, like I always say, guys, if you like what I do, go ahead and support the video by hitting the like button, support the channel by smashing that subscribe button. I'll be back again very soon.